हमने सबसे पहला एंड वन ऑफ द इम्पोर्टेंट वन स्टडी किया था, दैट वाज इफेक्ट ऑफ substrate concentration on enzyme activity. Okay, so now we will continue with the same. So the next important factor which is there, which that is an effect of enzyme concentration. So मैंने कल भी बोला था जैसे कि substrate का concentration matter करता है, obviously enzyme का concentration भी matter करेगा, because substrate and enzyme both play a very important role in any reaction, right? So now let's see how exactly the enzyme concentration will play a role. तो मैंने कल भी तुम लोग को बोला, let's say मेरे पास बहुत ज्यादा अमाउंट में सबस्ट्रेट है, बट आई एम एडिंग वेरी स्मॉल अमाउंट ऑफ एंजाइम, ऑब्वियसली दैट विल नॉट बी सफिशिएंट इनफ टू proceed the reaction to convert major chunk of the substrate into product, because enzyme बहुत कम है, it's not sufficient. If there is a large amount of enzyme but very small amount of substrate, again there will be a problem. बहुत ज़्यादा enzyme है but substrate कम है. So that's why we need to have a proper proportion, okay, of enzyme and the substrate. So now if I want to say exactly how the enzyme concentration plays a role over here, we can say the rate of enzymatic reaction is actually directly proportional to the concentration of substrate. Okay? And the rate of the reaction is also directly proportional to the square root of a concentration of enzyme. So I hope now these two sentences are at least give you kind of information. Definitely, if you understand the time, if you try to understand the difference, there is one extra term in square root of the concentration of enzyme, because we all know इट्स नॉट लाइक कि मेरे पास 5 kg का सबस्ट्रेट है, 5 किलो सबस्ट्रेट है तो मुझे 5 किलो एंजाइम डालना पड़ेगा. नो, यू रिक्वायर वेरी स्मॉल अमाउंट ऑफ एंजाइम. दैट्स व्हाई द एंजाइम अमाउंट इज ऑलवेज very much less than what we actually add in a terms of substrate or any other reactor. If you remember the example of sucrase, मैंने बोला था कि a sucrase can catalyze 1 lakh times more reaction than its own weight. मतलब उसका इतना बड़ा impact हो सकता है. So in a similar way, जैसे जैसे हम लोग को सब like any enzymatic reaction, its activity will depend on the concentration of enzyme. तो जैसे जैसे हम लोग का enzyme का concentration बढ़ेगा, obviously enzyme activity or we can say rate of reaction will also increase. Okay, so that's what they are trying to explain in terms of enzyme concentration, that the rate of reaction will increase with increasing concentration of enzyme. Okay, and it will decrease with the decreasing concentration of an enzyme. So if you try to understand the graph given, so in all these factors now जो भी हम लोग अभी आज study करेंगे, in this you have to be very much clear about the graphs, because if I am setting up your paper, I will ask you to draw a graph and explain it. It can be any effect of substrate, it can be effect of pH, it can be effect of temperature, anything. Because the graph is very much explanatory over here. If you see time hai, sorry, yeah, you can see the cursor, time hai, y x-axis pe, and product concentration hai on a y-axis. So you can see as you are going with time, the product formation rate is increasing. So when there is no enzyme, there is very little product formation. Okay, that too with a large amount of time, like with a long duration of time. Then when we are adding some amount of enzyme, the reaction has started proceeding a bit faster and we are getting a product with the time. However, if I'm adding a more amount of enzyme, let's say यहाँ पे 0 था, यहाँ पे मैंने 1x डाला और यहाँ पे मैंने 2x डाला, मतलब डबल डाला. So that is actually giving us a reaction which is much more faster than the two, like the no enzyme and the enzyme with 1x concentration. It's like it is more fast and more amount of product is getting produced. So you can see the product concentration also is high in this particular case. So that's what the entire conclusion of this particular factor. So as we are increasing the concentration of enzyme, the rate of the reaction will also increase. If we are reducing the enzyme concentration, the rate of the reaction will also decrease. Can anyone tell me how the substrate concentration affect the enzyme activity? I just want that one sentence कि कैसे होता है. जैसे कि मैंने यहाँ पे बोला कि एंजाइम का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन बढ़ेगा, एक्टिविटी बढ़ेगा. घटेगा, एक्टिविटी घटेगा. In a similar way, how you will describe the effect of substrate concentration in one line? Anyone? You can raise your hands. If the raise hand option is not working, anyone can just unmute and tell me how the enzyme activity is affected by substrate concentration. I just want one line. I don't want the entire Michaelis Menten का history geography नहीं चाहिए, बस एक line में.
Increase in concentration of substrate increases the velocity of enzyme activity.
Forever and forever and forever, Sharon, or it will stop?
Limited range of substrate level.
Just a minute, okay? Hello. मी तुला एक तासामध्ये फोन करतो, लेक्चर आहे. बाय. Sorry. So yeah, sure. Sorry, Sharon. Yeah. So you were saying कि it will increase with increase in concentration of substrate, but उसके बाद कब तक बढ़ेगा? That I did not hear. I'm sorry. Hello.
Substrate सर पूरा प्रोडक्ट फॉर्म होने तक वो इंक्रीज होता है.
ओके, सो मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि अगर मैं सबस्ट्रेट का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन बढ़ाते जाऊँ तो प्रोडक्ट तो बनते जाएगा जब तक उसमें एंजाइम से. बट माय क्वेश्चन इज लाइक कि विल द प्रोसेस विल कंटिन्यूड फॉरएवर, मतलब वो ऐसे ही बढ़ते ही जाएगा या देयर विल बी अ पॉइंट एट व्हिच इट विल be at a constant
limited range तक ही बढ़ता जाएगा.
Yeah, so that's the point. So it will, after a particular range, it will not, there will be no further increase in activity and it will have a kind of constant activity. Okay, so that's why we get that typical graph जिसको क्या बोलते हैं हम लोग, कौन सा कर्व बोलते हैं?
Hyperparabola.
Yeah.
Hyperbola.
Rectangular hyperbola. Okay, so parabola is different and hyperbola is different.
Yes.
So it is called as rectangular hyperbola. Okay, so I hope you understood now. So this is what you need to keep in mind कि exactly वो क्या हो रहा है. When if they give you 2-mark question to explain or 3-mark question to explain what is the effect of different factors, obviously you will not be able to write the big answers about each other, because I think ये जो एक factor है, that one factor I think that can be asked for 2 marks, but sometimes it happens that they ask a big question for 3 marks and फिर हम लोग थोड़ा difficult step में आते हैं कितना लिखूं तो कितना लिखेगा. And then we all know biology papers are always lengthy papers. You have to be very careful while attempting any question, because ऐसा ना हो कि हम लोग एक ही क्वेश्चन का 4 पेज लिखे और फिर बाकी 10 मार्क का छूट जाए. So that is not a good practice, right? So we have to be very careful. We need to be very precise and accurate at the same time. So if they are putting up a question, explain the factors affecting the enzyme activity for 4 marks or 3 marks, what you can do, there are 5 factors. So you need to draw each diagram like the way we had done in last time in the concentration, and you have to explain it in a 1 or 2 sentence maximum. Don't just go in more and more detail, but you have to be very careful that कि जो 2 सेंटेंस तुम लोग लिख रहे हो वहां पे, that 2 सेंटेंस have to be meaningful sentence. ऐसा नहीं चलेगा कि हाँ सर मैं तो 2 सेंटेंस लिख के आया था बस कुछ मार्क नहीं मिला, बाद में देखा तो 2 सेंटेंस में कुछ यूजफुल ही नहीं रहेगा. So that is not the way. You need to know the core. जैसे कि अभी तुमने बोला, I understand and happy that at least you are following the things कि कैसे हो रहा है. So this is like the way you actually give the answers to the big questions. Okay, so that's all about the enzyme concentration का effect. Now third and fourth point, I think you all know, that is the temperature and pH. So but I will again go through it. So now the third important factor that affects the temperature, that affects the enzyme activity is temperature. And we all know enzymes are proteins, so they do not they do not really act, they are not really active, or they do not function at all the temperature. They have a specific temperature, only at that specific temperature they functions well, or we can say a range of temperature. Out of that particular range, there will be one specific temperature at which the enzymes show maximum activity, and it is called as a optimum temperature. Okay, so as I had also mentioned last time that the enzymatic action जो हम लोग के बॉडी में होता है, like a normal human beings or normal animals, or we can say all the homeotherms. What is the word homeotherms mean? Anyone? होम्योथर्म्स का मतलब क्या है?
बॉडी का
हाँ, ये शरण.
बॉडी टेम्परेचर मेंटेन करते सर.
Yes, very good. So they are able to maintain the body temperature. So there are two terms. I am sure तुम लोगों ने ये दो वर्ड सुने रहेंगे in your kingdom Animalia chapter. It was homeotherms and poikilotherms. Or you can-
Yes.
warm-blooded and cold-blooded animals, right?
Yes.
He has very correctly said that they can maintain their body temperature. So we all are homeotherms. We all can maintain our body temperature. But अगर तुम लोगों ने frog को डाला in a very hot water, still the frog will be there happily because the frog can just change its internal body
Yes.
Yes,
But
temperature.
that is not the case with the mammals. Okay, we all are, even the birds, we all are homeotherms and not a poikilotherm. So it means the enzymes only at the body just maintains one particular temperature throughout the life. So that temperature is mostly in our case 37 degrees Celsius. The range is like 35 to 37. There will be some less more things plus minus 2, but then exact agar I want to tell you, it is 37 degrees Celsius. Okay, so this is the temperature at which all the reactions take place in our body. And it was observed that, so people are very curious at that time कि मतलब कि temperature कैसे affect करेगा, क्या होता होगा अगर मैंने उसको temperature 37 से मैं उसको 30 पे लेके आऊँ या let's say मैं 45 पे लेके जाऊँ, will that be able to work? Will the enzyme just keep on working in the same way as it working at a 37 degrees Celsius, or it will just stop working? So there are multiple multiple experiments which were carried out using different enzymes. What they had seen after the experiments, so what they used to do, वो लोग ना अलग अलग टेम्परेचर लेते हैं. तो लेट्स से यहाँ पे 0 डिग्री सेल्सियस से 10, 20, 30, 40, 60 और उसमें वो लोग एंजाइम्स को रखते हैं एंड देन दे यूज दिस पर्टिकुलर एंजाइम्स फॉर अ डिफरेंट एक्सपेरिमेंट एंड चेक देयर एंजाइम एक्टिविटी. So what they observe, at low temperature, the enzymes show a very low activity. You can see here, this is a low temperature, 0. Then as we start increasing the temperature, the enzyme activity will also increase. Okay, but it's not like it will increase forever and forever. So एक बार start किया तो वो चांद तक जाके वापस आ जाए. No, not like that. So it will increase up to a particular temperature at which it will show the maximum activity, and that is the optimum temperature. And as you go again ahead the optimum temperature, the activity will start decreasing and it will be 0, or we can say it will be very low at a high temperature. So you can see यहाँ से हम लोग बढ़ रहे हैं at 37, 40 there is optimum temperature, and it will be again decreasing as we are going from 40 to 50 and 60 and 70. So that's how the temperature actually affect the enzyme activity. So we can say the rate of chemical reaction is increased by increase in a temperature. Okay, but this is true only over a limited range of temperature. After that the activities start again declining. Okay, and as I mentioned, the enzymes are mostly proteins, right? If you just give the exceptions about ribozymes, so all the enzymes are almost proteins. So because of that, the enzymes start denaturing if we go at very high temperature because they are sensitive to heat. So it was observed that the enzymes rapidly denature at temperature above 40 degrees Celsius, and they are actually inactive at a lower temperature. So अगर हम लोग 40 से नीचे भी जाएंगे, मतलब 37 से नीचे भी जाएंगे till 30, 20, 10, फिर भी वो काम नहीं करेगा. 37 से आगे भी जाएंगे 40, 45, 60 तक, फिर भी वो काम नहीं करेगा. वो सिर्फ काम कहाँ पे करेगा? 37 पे ही काम करेगा. And that's what says the importance of the physical factors. So if you are doing an experiment, तुम लोग बोल कर रहे हो experiment, you have done all the possible things very nicely, but you can say it's very hot. You are working in somewhere in Rajasthan where somewhere temperature is very high, and you are doing the experiments in an open house, in an open lab, without maintaining any kind of artificial conditions, and you're saying your enzyme काम नहीं कर रहा है, your enzyme work नहीं हो रहा है. Why? Because the temperature is not at all favorable for the enzyme's activity. If you are using a particular enzyme जो 37 पे काम करता है, so it will not show any activity at 55, 45 degrees Celsius. It will not. unless and until you are maintaining the 37 degrees Celsius. So there are different incubators, different machines which are available in the market, which are generally present in all the laboratories which works in biology based things. So वहाँ पे 37 maintain किया रहता है. You just need to do your experiment. You have to put your stuff in the 37 degrees Celsius for some time, so the reaction will take place. Once the reaction is completed, you can take out your stuff and you can measure the results. So that's how we do the enzyme activity with temperature. Similar thing is observed in case of pH. Okay, so you can see if there is a range of pH. Range का pH का 0 to 40 or 1 to 14, whatever it is. Okay, so you can see 0. यहाँ पे अगर यहाँ पे नंबरिंग नहीं किया है, बट जस्ट कंसीडर यहाँ पे 0 है, 1 2 3 ऐसा 14 तक जा रहा है, एंड दिस इज द एंजाइम एक्टिविटी. So you will find that at a very low pH the activity is very less, or you can say it's like ना के बराबर है. But as you increase the pH, the activity is increasing. It will be maximum at one particular pH, that is called as optimum pH, and then again it will start declining after the as we keep on moving to the higher pH. What does it mean? It means the enzymes will work only at a particular temperature range, and it will show a maximum activity at only a particular pH, that is called as a optimum pH. Okay, and it's very important to understand all these things, because all the enzymes, okay, they have a different optimum pH, different optimum temperature value. It's not like मतलब temperature तो ठीक है 37 पे ही काम करता है, because body का सब जगह पे temperature 37. It's not like कि मेरे दिमाग में ज्यादा है, मेरे हार्ट में कम है, मेरे किडनी में ज्यादा है. Not like that. Like the entire body is at 37 internally. But then if you go for pH, your body has a different pH at different parts. Can you give me one example of the cell organelle जहाँ पे pH is different than the other part? Which cell organelles have a pH different? Which cell organelle has a pH normal? Cell के कौन से part? कौन से part?
स्टमक और इंटेस्टाइन में अलग अलग है दोनों.
Yeah, that is a part wise. That I agree. Stomach में it's acidic, intestine में it is alkaline. That is I agree. The example already we had discussed last time. But I am asking you, if it's a cell, okay, cell है तो we all know cell के अंदर बहुत सारा organelles रहता है, right? तो आई वांट टू नो कि ऐसा कौन सा ऑर्गेनल है जिसके पास पीएच अलग होता है. सो पूरे सेल के अंदर सब पीएच सेम होता है क्या, या फिर विद इन अ सेल आल्सो देयर आर कंपार्टमेंट्स व्हिच हैव अ डिफरेंट पीएच? सो साइटोप्लाज्म का पीएच विल बी सेम एज माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया का पीएच विल बी सेम एज क्लोरोप्लास्ट का पीएच विल बी सेम एज समथिंग. याद करो समथिंग. अभी सब कुछ तो बता दिया है, तो और भी बता दूं. देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड एज सुसाइड बैग्स. क्या होता है?
लाइसोसोम्स.
सो उसका पीएच क्या रहता है? एसिडिक रहता है, बेसिक रहता है, न्यूट्रल रहता है? लाइसोसोम का पीएच क्या रहेगा इंटरनली?
एसिडिक.
Yeah, it is acidic. So within a cell also the pH varies. So that's why they have said na every enzyme has a different optimum pH. Because अगर कोई enzyme का काम लाइसोसोम में हो रहा है, तो obviously it has to be have a optimum pH of in a range of acidic range. अगर किसी enzyme का काम साइटोप्लाज्म में, तो it has to be active. इस optimum pH will be obviously in the range of neutral range 7.4. कोई माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया में, तो obviously उसका कुछ और रहेगा. न्यूक्लियस में, तो न्यूक्लियस का अगेन pH, I hope you know, nucleus has sort of acidic nature. So all these things matter. Okay, you have given a very good example about the stomach and intestine, and that is a very best example. But just try to understand your different perspectives also, because हमने start कहाँ से किया था? Cell से. So because it's not like your example was wrong, but I'm just trying to give you more perspective. Exam में कैसे भी questions पूछ सकते हैं, especially in a NEET exam. So that's why I'm trying to keep going back in the other chapter and ask you question from there also, so that I want to know कि तुम लोग कितना आंसर कर पाते हो, कितना याद रख पाते हो. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so that's how the pH actually affects the enzyme activity. Okay, and if you go beyond the particular pH, as I mentioned, it will not be functional or active. It will not show a kind of good activity at any other pH, but only at the particular limited range and an optimum pH. Okay, so that's about the effect of pH. Then goes the last factor which actually affects the enzyme activity. Okay, so there are multiple other substances. So they have used the word other substances, and there are multiple other substances which actually can increase or decrease the enzyme activity. Okay, whenever this kind of substances, which mainly includes coenzymes, activators, and inhibitors. Can you tell me what are coenzymes and what are activators? Which one is
Activators,
organic? Yeah, sorry, Sharon, continue.
activators enzyme enhances the work of enzyme.
But to the or clear, I want to a more clear answer. Basically, let me put it in a different way. Which one is a organic and which one is a inorganic between activator and the coenzyme?
Coenzymes are
Coenzyme
organic.
is organic and activators are inorganic.
Yeah, activators are nothing but the cofactors, right? And which one is tightly bound and which one is loosely bound?
Coenzymes are tightly bound and activators
Activator loosely.
loosely bound.
Okay, so that's how an example. One of the coenzyme and one of the activators.
NADH
Yeah,
coenzyme.
yeah, and activator.
Manganese,
Yeah,
zinc.
manganese, magnesium, zinc, many metals are there, so they act as an activator. So I hope you understood the concept of the coenzyme, activator, and all. So as we know, the enzyme can be, especially the conjugated enzyme. So there is a proteinaceous part and there is a extra prosthetic group which can be a non-protein part. So okay, so most of the enzymes are in a combination of coenzyme and the apo part, that is the proteinaceous part, and they make a hollow enzyme. Remember, it's called as hollow enzyme. Then also there can be also an activators like inorganic substances which increases the enzyme activity, as you have correctly said about the manganese, zinc, and many other are there. Okay, so this is something I think we already had discussed last time in another as a part of the prosthetic groups and the conjugate enzymes. But there is, so we know coenzymes and activators actually contribute in increasing the activity of an enzyme. However, there is something called as inhibitors. So name itself, it inhibits the activity. So inhibitors are the substances which actually retards the enzyme activity. So you don't always need to increase the rate. Sometimes there are some reactions जहाँ पे तुम लोग को stop भी करना पड़ता है, और you're doing the experiment जहाँ पे you want to see कि वो reaction कैसे हो रहा है. You just want to stop it at one particular stage. So such kind of reactions can be also done experimentally by inhibitors. So you will find there are n numbers of inhibitors which are available कि जो कोई particular protein को inhibit करते हैं या फिर उसके receptor को inhibit करते हैं या cell का कोई तो particular part में affect करते हैं. All this kind of inhibitors are available and they actually reduce the particular enzymes activity. Such kind of, like, I think in a health field, like a healthcare field, basically medicinal field, there are many drugs which are actually inhibitors and they actually works in a similar way. कोई सिंपल बैक्टीरिया का तुम्हें इन्फेक्शन हो गया है, फूड पॉइजनिंग हुआ है, डॉक्टर विल गिव यू kind of inhibitors that will inhibit the bacterial activity. So even that is a inhibitor type. So these are the factors, or we can say substances, which actually affect the enzymes activity. Okay, so with this we have completed the part of enzymes. So if you are having any doubt, please let me know. What were the 5 factors we studied? Effect of substrate concentration, effect of
Enzyme concentration.
yes, third one.
Temperature.
pH,
Effect of pH.
other substances.
Yeah, other substances में क्या क्या आता है?
Inhibitors, coenzyme,
Activators.
Very good. So now I hope you understood the enzymes part. So it is थोड़ा बड़ा part, in like I can say a big part, जो मतलब big topic I can say from this chapter. So थोड़ा ज़्यादा स्ट्रेच भी हो गया है, हम लोग ने बहुत टाइम भी दिया है पढ़ने के लिए. सो प्लीज ऐसा ना हो कि अभी तुम लोग को ये याद है तो उसका बिगिनिंग का पार्ट भूल गए. So that I will check. If I get a time today, I will ask you a few questions from carbohydrate parts, from lipids parts also. So, but let's finish this chapter first. So I hope if you are having your understanding. So if you are having any questions, any queries, any suggestions, please just unmute and ask. Don't just keep those questions to yourself. Okay. Now, second last important topic of this chapter is a concept of metabolism. What do you think? What is metabolism?
Sum of all reaction in the body.
Yeah. So now, yeah. Now, Sharon, you don't tell me. Okay. Someone else. What are the two important types of metabolic reactions happening in our body?
Catabolism and
Metabolism.
anabolism.
Anabolism.
Yeah. Very good. What is catabolism?
Breaking of molecule.
To what?
Simpler molecule.
Yeah. So breaking up what to what?
Complex molecules to simple molecules.
Yeah. Sharon, please wait. Let others answer. Yeah, Nikita, I think you were sitting, right? I'm sorry, I'm not able to see कौन बात कर रहा है because ये participant का list नहीं दिख रहा है. Yeah, yeah. Tell me, what is catabolism?
Breaking of molecule.
Yeah.
Complex to simple.
Yeah.
Complex to
yeah.
simple.
So see, that is the way you should answer. So I know you understand and you know the things, but then when you are putting forward the things, properly frame करना है. So it is a breaking down of a complex molecules into the simpler ones. That's correct. And what is anabolism? Now someone
Make-
else.
Build the build a complex molecule from simple molecule.
Yeah, so they make a complex molecule from the simple one. Can you give me one example of anabolism and one example of catabolism, except Charan, Ajinkya, and Nikita? Abhi aur koi batao. Example of catabolic reactions. Yes,
Sir,
Anuj.
bread,
Sorry,
bread.
can you please repeat?
Sir, bread.
Okay, bread. I did not understand. Sorry. वापस बोल सकते हो तुम और मुझे नहीं समझा. Explain करो.
सर जैसे हम लोग ने पढ़ा है कैटाबॉलिज्म में वो फॉर्म करता है सिंपलर स्ट्रक्चर टू कॉम्प्लेक्स बायोमोलिक्यूल्स बराबर ना. तो सर उसका एक एग्जांपल ब्रेड या चपाती भी हो सकता है ना.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, but that is very layman's example, and I understood your point. Sorry, I'm sorry, but
Yes, sir.
I wanna give me one biological example जहाँ पे ऐसा हो रहा है.
Okay.
Yeah, you are right. तुमने जो अभी मुझे बोला, that is a very correct answer. So that's how we talk in a layman's language. But now we all of us are studying biology. तो तुम उसको biology के words में कैसे बोलोगे? Same thing को. चपाती हो या whatever. Bread. So correct. You are on right track. Just use the proper words. So what is bread? bread में क्या होता है? चपाती में क्या होता है?
Starch.
Starch,
Starch to
glucose, right? So अगर मुझे starch बनाना है तो मैं किससे बनाऊंगा? ग्लूकोज से बनाऊंगा. तो
Yes,
ग्लूकोज से
yes.
starch बनाना मतलब कौन सा रिएक्शन हो जाएगा? If I'm making starch from a glucose, what type of reaction it will be? It will be anabolism or catabolism?
Catabolism.
Catabolism.
If I'm making starch from a glucose, it will be anabolism or catabolism?
Anabolism.
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 If I'm breaking down the starch back into glucose, then that will be a catabolic reaction.
Catabolism.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
that's what we need to study now. That's what we are going to study in the next two slides. Yes, sir, तुम लोग को पता है, I know, and it's very simple thing. So, what is metabolism? So, if I want to give a typical, if I want to give a typical bookish definition, what does it say? It is the sum of the chemical reactions that takes place within each cell of a living organism. ये रिएक्शन क्या करते हैं? They will provide the energy for all the vital processes and for synthesizing the new organic material. Because हम लोग का body, it is a system, right? यहाँ पे कभी कुछ break हो रहा है, कभी कुछ नया बन रहा है, and there is always a good balance, a kind of equilibrium which is always maintained in the body. So that's what the metabolism says. It is the sum total of all the chemical reaction that takes place within each cell of a living organism. This is a very important statement. ऐसा नहीं है कि मेरे body में जो कुछ trillions number के cell है, so only half of them are working and half of them are not working. But there is one term. Do you remember? Do you know? Some cells are metabolically इनएक्टिव, ये कभी सुना है? स्पेशली इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्लांट सेल हम लोग ये वर्ड सुनते हैं, मेटाबॉलिकली इनएक्टिव होते हैं. व्हाट डज दैट मीन कि कोई भी सेल मेटाबॉलिकली इनएक्टिव है? कुछ एग्जांपल दे सकते हो मुझे? एनी एग्जांपल वेयर द सेल्स आर मेटाबॉलिकली इनएक्टिव और वेरी, लेट्स से नॉट इनएक्टिव कंप्लीटली बट अ वेरी लो स्टेज मेटाबॉलिज्म इज गोइंग ऑन.
सर सेल डिवीजन में.
ओके, सेल डिवीजन में तो मेटाबॉलिज्म होता रहता है, बट या यू आर टेलिंग समथिंग जो मैं तुम्हें बताऊंगा इसके बाद. बट आई जस्ट वांट टू नो कि ऐसा स्टेट जहाँ पे मेटाबॉलिकली सेल इज इनएक्टिव और इट्स वेरी लेस एक्टिव, आई कैन से एनी एग्जांपल. तुम लोग स्पेशली इन टर्म्स ऑफ फूड, देयर आर समथिंग जो तुम लोग रोज मतलब रेगुलरली खाते हो एंड इट इज एग्जांपल ऑफ समथिंग जो मेटाबॉलिकली इनएक्टिव रहता है. ऑल द पल्सेस एंड ऑल जो लोग घर पे रहते हो लाते हो तो ड्राई रहता है, राइट? इट इज नॉट द वन पे तुम लोग उसको पानी में डालते हो वगैरह. सो व्हेन इट इज इन अ ड्राई स्टेट वी कॉल इट एज अ डोरमेंट स्टेट where all the metabolic processes are suspended. The moment you put the seeds or let's say the pulses in a water, they start their metabolism. उसके बाद तुम लोग देखते हो उसमें वाटर अंदर जाता है, फिर वो खुल जाता है, then you will show sprouting and all small release होता है. So this is an example जहाँ पे actually cells are initially in a dormant state, then they become metabolically active. So when they are in a dormant state, the cells are less active, we can say, or they are not at all active metabolically. So that is one example. The second example someone just said, sorry,
East.
Okay, east. Just a minute. I think there is some problem with my laptop. Yeah, sorry for that. इसको मैंने voice कम कर दिया था. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, east is another example. So but not all days. So अगर तुम लोग ने देखा रहेगा, I don't know, बेकरी में वगैरह जो ईस्ट यूज करते हैं हम लोग. So in medical if you go, there is something called as one product which is available. We call it as a yeast granules. Okay, so these are also cells of yeast which are in a dormant state. They are not metabolically active. So you can see a powder, वैसा powder जैसे रहता है. The moment you put that powder into a particular culture, मतलब उनको जब तुम लोग पानी और अच्छा खासा ग्लूकोज दोगे खाने के लिए, they will start growing. So that will be the moment they will get, or they will retain their metabolic activity, or else till that point they are metabolically inactive. So that is also a good example. Good, Sharon. East. And then someone was saying ki, there is something about the cell cycle. Yeah, so yeah, that's what I wanted to tell you. So during cell cycle, the cells are not metabolically inactive, rather they are more active during cell cycle because बहुत कुछ हो रहा है, right? तुमने देखा रहेगा सेल साइकिल एनाफेज है, प्रोफेज है, टेलोफेज है, कैरियोकाइनेसिस, साइटोकाइनेसिस, multiple processes are happening. So obviously the cell is active, it is not inactive. However, you must have heard about that one phase, G naught phase.
Quiescent stage में चलता है.
Yeah,
Yes, sir,
quiescent stage. Okay. So now in this stage also the beauty I can say, or I can say beauty as well as the beast, मतलब बोलते ना वो, it's good as well as bad in some cases. So why I'm saying good? Because when the cells are in a quiescent stage, they are metabolically active. Okay, they are doing their job. It's not like उन्होंने अपना काम stop कर दिया. However, they are not able to divide. They will stop division. They will just be active. वो अपना काम करेंगे पर वो divide नहीं होंगे. And that is something important, right? If your cells keep on dividing, just imagine the liver. अगर तुम लोग का liver forever and forever बढ़ता ही जाएगा तो उसका size कितना बड़ा होता? But no, our body and our system, our organ system is very well maintained. उसका size is fixed. Even though रोज हम लोग का सेल्स आर डाइंग, रोज हम लोग का सेल्स आर रिजनरेटेड. कुछ जो ओल्ड सेल्स है वो मर जाते हैं, नए सेल्स ऐड होते हैं. ये रोज का प्रोसेस है अपने बॉडी के अंदर. So it is a kind of balance. So that's why I said these cells are metabolically active, the cells in a quiescent stage, but they will not divide and they will not show any kind of division unless and until it is required. Okay, so that is one thing. Now I said there are two reasons, मतलब there are 2 points, वो अच्छा भी है बुरा भी है. अच्छा क्यों है? because of this kind of system हमने देखा कि हम लोग का बॉडी इज वेल मेंटेन, राइट. हम लोग का ऑर्गन सबका साइज फिक्स है, ऑल आर गुड इन कंडीशन वगैरह सब ठीक है. दैट इज अ गुड थिंग. बैड, व्हाई आई एम सेइंग बैड, because it was now recently, not recently, but it was observed that it is a big problem in case of cancer. What is cancer? Can anyone tell me in a single line, one line word, like one line sentence? क्या होता है कैंसर
Multiplication
में?
of cells.
Sorry.
Multiplication of cells which are
Yeah,
mixed up.
yeah. So you're correct, absolutely correct. But just one word you forgot. It is a uncontrolled proliferation or multiplication of the cells. Because multiplication तो सब cells का होता है, division तो सब cells हो रहे हैं अपने body, like starting from my head to my toe, all the cells are dividing and redividing and doing a particular work. But it is completely under my control of my body, like my brain and all my system. Okay, but when somehow we lose that control, it will give us uncontrolled kind of growth, and that is nothing but a cancer. This is the simplest word. Okay, if you go in a depth way, you will find there are different definitions of cancers वगैरह, but for now we just need to know this, so that's enough. Okay, so what happens ना, it was reported that जो भी कोई ट्यूमर, तो कैंसर का एक बहुत कॉमन थिंग वी ऑल नो, ट्यूमर. मतलब अगर किसी को कैंसर पता भी नहीं रहेगा तो भी कोई भी मूवी में देखा तो भी इसको ब्रेन ट्यूमर है, इसको ये है, मतलब दे जस्ट एग्जैजरेट दैट थिंग्स. आई डोंट वांट टू गो इन दैट फैक्ट, बट ठीक है, दे टेल दैट. तो फ्रॉम दैट वी एटलीस्ट नो देयर इज अ काइंड ऑफ ट्यूमर फॉर्मेशन. सो व्हाट दे हैव फाउंड दैट द ट्यूमर सेल्स जो है ना, दे आर इन अ, सम ऑफ देम आर एक्टिव, सम ऑफ देम आर इन अ क्विजेंट स्टेज. तो जब भी हम लोग कोई भी कीमोथेरेपी यूज करते हैं, आई होप यू नो व्हाट इज कीमोथेरेपी, हम लोग ड्रग्स यूज करते हैं तो किल द सेल्स. तो ना हम लोग के पास जितने भी सेल्स, जितने भी ड्रग्स है ना, मोस्टली इट वाज ऑब्जर्व दैट दिस ड्रग्स आर एक्टिव ओनली एंड ओनली अगेंस्ट द डिवाइडिंग सेल्स एंड नॉट ऑन द क्विजेंट सेल्स. ओके, तो जैसे हम लोग उसको कीमोथेरेपी देते हैं, जो भी सेल्स एक्टिव है, डिवाइडिंग है, वो तो मर जाते हैं, बट जो क्विजेंट स्टेट में थे, जिनॉट स्टेट में थे, दे आर स्टिल देयर. ओके, द मोमेंट वी किल द other cells, after few days you will say that the tumor is still again dividing and dividing. Why? Because now जो क्विजेंट स्टेट में थे या फिर जिनॉट स्टेज में थे, they again get activated and they start proliferation, and that's how you will have seen. अगर किसी को पता रहेगा या फिर न्यूज में पढ़ा रहेगा, आर्टिकल्स देखे रहेंगे, दिस इज अ मेजर प्रॉब्लम, रिलैप्स. मतलब एक बार कैंसर हो गया तो इट्स नॉट लाइक वापस नहीं हो सकता, देयर आर चांसेस दैट इट माइट कम बैक. So that is why I said it is a good and bad as well. Okay, I hope you understood this thing. थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया रहेगा तो I'm sorry, but then this is something interesting and that's why I want to tell you all these things. So, but at any point if you feel कि ये कुछ ज़्यादा ही out of topic जा रहा है, please let me know. Okay, so बाकी तो तुम लोग ने already सब बता दिया है मुझे. So what is metabolism? It involves continuous process of breakdown and synthesis. That is catabolism and anabolism. Okay. Whatever it is, catabolism or anabolism, what we are doing a transformation of molecules. तो हम लोग ग्लूकोज से स्टार्च बना रहे हैं, स्टार्च से ग्लूकोज बना रहे हैं. What is happening? We are doing a transformation of molecules. Okay. And the important stage, मतलब जितना easily मैं तुम लोग को बोल रहा हूँ ग्लूकोज से स्टार्च बनना, is not really a one stage reaction or one step reaction. It is a multi step reaction. पहले ग्लूकोज से 2 ग्लूकोज जॉइंट हो गए, फिर डाइसैकेराइड, फिर ऑलिगोसैकेराइड, like that it happens. So it is not really a single step reaction. So it was observed that all the metabolic reactions do not occur in isolation. It's a separating होता है. It is always in link with some other reaction, and it is a multi-step reactions in most of the cases. Okay. So now let's go one by one. So पहले catabolic reaction उन्होंने already बता दिया है. It involves formation of simpler substrates from the complex one. Okay. Examples. When we eat a wheat, bread or chapati, our gastrointestinal tract digests the starch and it gives us glucose units with the help of the enzymes and releases energy in a form of ATP. Now you need to keep this in mind. जब भी breakdown होता है किसी का भी, तो energy release होता है in a form of ATP. जब भी बनता है कुछ तो energy utilize होता है. So anabolic reaction में हम लोग को energy डालना पड़ता है, but catabolic reaction में हम लोग को एनर्जी मिलता है. Okay, then anabolic reaction, what happens in anabolic reaction? It is a kind of biosynthetic pathways, because यहाँ पे हम लोग synthesis कर रहे हैं. How we are doing a formation of the more complex biomolecules from a simpler one. Very good example you all have given about the starch and glucose. So making a starch from a glucose is an anabolic reaction. Okay. Another example, glycogen. Synthesis of glycogen from again glucose and proteins from amino acids. Even this is an anabolic reaction. Okay. And then comes the next point जो मैंने ऑलरेडी तुम लोग को बता दिया. एक में एनर्जी यूटिलाइज होता है, एक में एनर्जी रिलीज होता है. सो इन केस ऑफ एनाबॉलिक रिएक्शन यू हैव टू consume energy, you take up energy, and that is another difference between catabolism and anabolism. So I am giving you homework here, so you have to write a distinguish between anabolic and catabolic pathways, or you can say anabolism and catabolism. So I hope you all are noting down this thing. So you have to do a homework in which you need to write down the reaction difference between anabolic and catabolic pathways. Am I clear?
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Now the last part. Okay. Not okay. Okay. But the last one is the same thing. Okay. Again the same thing about the metabolic pool. What do you mean by metabolic pool? Metabolic pool matlab what do you mean by pool? It's like in a simple words. What is pool? We know swimming pool. So it's a kind of thing जिसमें पूरा पानी भरा होता है and all. So in a similar way, metabolic pool matlab the pool which contains all the metabolites. Okay, a cell is nothing but a kind of metabolic pool. Okay, and there is a reservoirs of different biomolecules which are present in the cells. So you will find cell के अंदर carbohydrate cell, lipid cell, protein cell, nucleic acid cell, and there are 100 other molecules which are present inside a cell, and all these molecules are staying together, and this makes up the metabolic pool. Okay, and it's very interesting. See, सब कुछ एक साथ हो रहा है, but फिर भी कुछ सब कुछ एक साथ present है, but कोई फिर भी not even a single mistake by a cell. जो एंजाइम है वो उसी के रिएक्ट सबस्ट्रेट पे एक्ट होगा, किसी और को डिस्टर्ब नहीं करेगा, एंड दिस इज दैट मेक्स द कनेक्टिविटी. सो दैट्स व्हाई वी सेड ना ऑल द रिएक्शंस आर लिंक्ड टू ईच अदर. सो दे आर एक्चुअली हैपनिंग इन द सेम साइटोप्लाज्म थिंग. ओके, साइटोप्लाज्म में मैक्सिमम रिएक्शन होता है, कुछ न्यूक्लियस में होता है, कुछ माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया में होता है. डेफिनेटली ऑर्गेनल वाइज भी देयर आर डिफरेंसेस, बट the beauty is like in each part there are multiple things which are present, but without disturbing the second thing, the first thing is doing its job, and that is something very fascinating I feel. And that's why many people are studying cell. Matlab, what we don't know, we know what is cell, we know how the cell division happens, we know all the facts about the cell organelles and all. Still, all over the world we are still studying cell biology, we are still trying to understand it in a detail, and that's what the researchers are doing, because this is something beyond our understanding. We just know a part of it, we just need to know a big picture, we just need to know the entire thing कि क्या हो रहा है और कैसे हो रहा है, and that is something important about this fact, about these things. Okay, so metabolic pool क्या होता है? It is a reservoir of a biomolecules in a cell. Okay, as I mentioned, enzymes can act on these molecules to produce useful products as per the need of the cell. ऐसा नहीं है कि मेरे पास आज बहुत सारा ग्लूकोज है तो let me make all the starch out of it. No, it will make up starch, not in a human body. In a human body it will make up glycogen, right? So but it's not like जितना का पूरा आया ग्लूकोज सब पूरा का पूरा मैं ग्लाइकोजन में कन्वर्ट कर दिया. No, the body will never function in that way. What happens? The body will convert a part of it into glycogen, and it will see कि okay, जो बचा हुआ है उसको कहीं पे कुछ काम हो क्या, और कौन सा रिएक्शन बचा है क्या. All the things are very much pre-planned and kind of sorted in a way. Okay, so that's how it happens. The next thing is like the concept of metabolic pool is significant in a cell biology because it allows one type of molecule to change into the another type. So that's what I'm saying. Everything is present all together. So it gives an idea कि कैसे क्या हो रहा है, क्या नहीं हो रहा है. So even it was seen that कि ग्लूकोज से स्टार्च हो रहा है, ग्लूकोज से ग्लाइकोजन बन रहा है, बट इट वाज आल्सो ऑब्जर्व दैट कि ग्लूकोज से कुछ और भी बन रहा है, कोई और मॉलिक्यूल लाइक ग्लूकोज इज समहाउ कन्वर्टेड इनटू सम अदर प्रोडक्ट, और उससे फिर अमीनो एसिड्स बन रहे हैं, फिर अमीनो एसिड से प्रोटीन बन रहा है, एंड ऑल दिस इज इंटरलिंक्ड. सो वन ऑफ द एग्जांपल इज लाइक कार्बोहाइड्रेट कैन बी कन्वर्टेड इनटू फैट्स, एंड फैट्स कैन आल्सो बी कन्वर्टेड इनटू कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स बैक. इवन दिस इज हैपनिंग इन आवर बॉडी. So when you start studying the biochemical pathways, I will, if Fortunately, unfortunately, I don't know. अगर मैंने लिया वो chapters, at the time I will tell you exactly how it happens. So you will see there is one product, and one product itself is a substrate for some other reaction or some other pathway. So that's how it works. It is all interconnected to each other, and that all happens in a metabolic pool. Okay. Now then the next point is like the catabolic chemical reactions of a glycolysis and Krebs cycle. Okay, it is a part of cellular respiration. Only provides ATP. Okay, but also makes available the metabolic pool of the biomolecules that can be utilized for synthesis of many other cellular components. The same thing just now I said. हर एक molecule can be utilized as a substrate for some other molecules. Okay, then it says that the metabolites can be added or withdrawn from this pool according to the need of cell. That's how the cell maintains the balance. जो जरूरी है वो रखेंगे, जो जरूरी नहीं है निकाल देंगे. In future लगा वापस से बना देंगे. But the cell just cannot keep on piling up the stuff the way human beings they do in their real life. वैसा हमारे सिस्टम में बिल्कुल भी नहीं होता है. So that's another point. Okay, and as I mentioned, there is always a balance between the catabolism and anabolism that maintains the homeostasis. Okay, that maintains the equilibrium, that maintains the balance in a cell as well as the whole body. Because you need to keep this in mind. Even though हमारा body में बहुत सारे cells से, a problem in a single cell, a dysregulation or imbalance in a single cell can create a big problem. And the best example, again I will come back to cancer. Cancer is not like it's like you just one cell gets defected, becomes defective due to some kind of reason, and that cell start multiplying, dividing, and you will get the tumor, and that is the ultimate result. But it's not like those are cells, no. That's a one cell which is actually creating a problem. But हम लोग कब समझते हैं? When we actually see the tumor visibly, और हम लोग को जब feel होता है तब only that time you will get to it. So that's why it is very important to have a kind of balance and understand a biology of a single cell. Okay, so this is a diagrammatic representation of the catabolite and anabolic reaction. So you can say कार्बोहाइड्रेट ग्लाइकोजन स्टार्च ब्रेकडाउन होकर ग्लूकोज बनता है, ब्रेकडाउन हुआ एनर्जी निकल जाएगा एंड इट विल गिव अस सिंपल मॉलिक्यूल्स. व्हाट आर सिंपल मॉलिक्यूल्स? कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड एंड वाटर. Okay, in some cases there are nitrogenous waste because in proteins we know there is a nitrogen, like the amino group is present, so even that will contribute to some kind of product. When we go for lipids, which is basically triglycerides, it will break down into glycerol and fatty acids. Again, it will further process to get an energy, and finally उससे भी क्या बनेगा? Carbon dioxide and water. The third one again, proteins break down होगा, amino acid बनेगा, amino acids को वापस process करेंगे, तो ultimately carbon dioxide and water. अभी that is the one thing. Now let's see, क्या भी glucose है मेरे पास, glycerol और fatty acids है, amino acids. Now what will happen? If I need a glycogen, if I need a lipid, or I need a protein, the body will take up all the monomers and start building up the polymers. So it can be glycogen, it can be lipid, it can be protein. Okay, but in this case now we will not release energy, rather we will consume energy. So you will see यहाँ पे energy लिया जा रहा है, energy is taken up in a form of ATP, and that explains all about your catabolic and anabolic reactions. Is it clear? Anything you did not understand, you want me to repeat, or कुछ भी नहीं समझा है, पूछना है, पूछो जल्दी. Or else I will begin with the last part. Yes, no? Actually, hand raise का option, I don't know why it's not working, because that becomes a very good thing to know कि कितना समझा कितना नहीं समझा, but that's fine. But yeah, तुम लोगों को समझा what is metabolism, what is catabolism, what is anabolism, why metabolic pool is important. Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Good. Thank you, Anush. So with this, we have completed almost everything. Now there is a last part about the secondary metabolites, but I think तुम लोगों को मैंने ये already explain किया था. So who will tell me what is secondary metabolites? What is secondary metabolites?
not essential for growth and development.
Very good. Are they macromolecules or micromolecules?
Micromolecule,
Very good. Again, what is primary metabolites?
essential for growth development.
Very good, very good, very good. So the same thing they have mentioned over here. So ये हम लोग already पता है, मैंने लोगों को explain भी किया था. But थोड़ा more detail में we will go. Okay. So what are secondary metabolites? As she has very rightly said, these are the small organic molecules produced by a particular organism that are not essential for their growth, development, and also for reproduction. Okay. So we got 2 points कि ये small molecules है, ये organic in nature है, and they are not essential. Right? That is the 3 important first point. Then फिर point कि ये बनाता कौन है? Do we prepare or we synthesize any kind of secondary metabolites in our body? So I will say no. Yeah, we prepare. There is some kind of metabolic waste which is produced, but that is not really a secondary metabolite. Now why? Because we will see now in a second slide. But for now, what we know, there are multiple species of bacteria, fungi, and plants which actually produces the secondary metabolites. Okay. So if you go and just search a list of secondary metabolites, I think you will get thousands and thousands and thousands of names. कोई बोलेगा alkaloid से, terpenoid से, मतलब plant के अगर मैं लूँ ना, there is alkaloid, there is terpenoid, there are multiple other molecules. Okay, but then it was very difficult to keep a record of all of them, and that's why we need to classify them, right? Classify based on different factors. So yeah, thank you. So classify based on different factors. तो ये factors कौन-कौन से हैं? So it can be based on their chemical structure. So basically वो aromatic ring contain करते हैं, वो cyclic है, वो acyclic है. There's someone's mic. Pranay, please unmute. Sorry, please mute yourself. Pranay, batch 1. Yeah, thank you. If you want to ask anything, Pranay, is there any question? कुछ पूछना है Pranay? Because your voice is not coming, just some kind of noise is there. So अगर कुछ पूछना है तो you can obviously ask. Again, I cannot hear anything. No worries. You can type it if you want, but then, yeah, let me continue. So yeah, I was saying it can be classified कि वो organic है, inorganic है, वो benzene ring वाले हैं, या cyclic है normal, या फिर वो alicyclic है, whatever. So it can be based on their chemical structure. Second, it can be based on their composition. मतलब उसमें कौन सा है, उसमें कार्बन है, हाइड्रोजन है, ऑक्सीजन है, नाइट्रोजन है. तो we all know CHO is basic thing. So, but then one point comes there. Does it contain nitrogen? Yes or no? Then we can say, yeah, by composition, it can be with or without nitrogen. Secondary metabolites. Third, their solubility. This is one of the very important factors. Pranay, are you trying to say something or what? Okay. So, then comes their solubility. So there are, it's not like कि सबके सब secondary metabolites पानी में soluble है, सबके सब in a alcohol, not like that. They have a very specific structure. They have a very specific composition. So their properties also vary. So you will find some are soluble in methanol, some are soluble in ethanol, some are soluble in acetone. So depending on that also we study them. We study in which solvent they are very much soluble. Why it is important? If I want to explore their medicinal properties, let's say, you will find a lot of studies जहाँ पे लोगों ने plant से नया product निकाला है, bacteria से निकाला है, and had tried to use it for some treatment purpose, cancer के लिए use किया है, other diseases के लिए, bacterial infection के लिए use किया है. So there are multiple such cases. And in this kind of study, it is very important to have an idea about the solubility. Okay. And the last one is like the based on the pathway by which these particular molecules are synthesized. Okay, so there is one kind of example they have given that if it is a kind of phenylpropanide kind of pathways, it will produce tannins. Tannins are also a kind of phytochemical. When I say phytochemical, what do I mean? Phyto plants, chemical मतलब chemicals. So जो plants ने बनाए हुए chemicals. Okay, so tannin is one of the examples. You will find alkaloids, you will find terpenoids, you will find multiple other such names. So flavonoids, all these kind of things are nothing but the secondary metabolites produced by the plants. Okay, so based on their typical structure, there are three main classes they have given. So it includes terpenes, okay, which are basically made from mevalonic acid, which is the kind of precursor you can say, okay, and it is composed mainly of carbon and hydrogen. Then there comes a second group, that is the phenolics. So I hope you know what is phenol. Phenol is like benzene ring disco OH group attached, right? So these are like made up from a simple sugars containing benzene rings, hydrogen and oxygen. And the third group includes nitrogen containing compounds. Okay, so there are diverse groups. There are many such compounds which contains nitrogen. Okay, and some of them may also contain sulfur. So when I say there are some products, or let's say protein which contains sulfur, which amino acids will be present in these proteins?
Methionine, cysteine.
Methionine.
Cysteine.
Yes. Very good. So it can be methionine or cysteine. Okay, so that is a basic intro about the secondary structure, secondary metabolites. Now, few important thing. Now, these are the economic importance. So, as I mentioned, in treatment में बहुत ज़्यादा काम आ रहे हैं. In a treatment of infectious diseases, cancer, hypertension, inflammation. There are multiple. There is a huge list, and you know what? Well, there was a time, if you go back to the Ayurveda, the ancient India, basically, हम लोग पूरा प्लांट बेसिस पे थे. हम लोग का आयुर्वेदा इज वर्ल्ड फेमस, राइट? सो दे जनरली गेट सम प्लांट बेस्ड थिंग्स एंड ऑल थिंग्स की कौन सा मेडिसिनल प्लांट है वगैरह. धीरे धीरे व्हाट हैपन, वी मूव टुवर्ड्स एडवांसमेंट एंड वी वर लाइक ना ये सब पुरानी बात है, ओल्ड थिंग्स, एंड वी वांट समथिंग न्यू. सो वी मूव टुवर्ड्स सिंथेटिक बायोलॉजी. फिर हम लोग केमिकल्स बनाने लगे, फिर केमिकल्स को एज अ ड्रग यूज करने लगे एंड ऑल. But if now you see, the scenario is again back to zero. Now what I mean by zero, that now we are again coming back to the Ayurveda, or we can say medicinal biology, medicinal plants, जहाँ पे हम लोग plants से product को निकाल रहे हैं, उनको use कर रहे हैं. Because we found that there are other products, there are chemicals, synthetic biology molecules, but then they are not really that effective as we are having in our medicinal plants. So you will find simple tulsi का पत्ता खाना. Why? There are multiple reasons behind it, but you will find there are multiple good properties of tulsi. Simple curry leaves. Why you want to eat curry leaves? Curry leaves have a very good anti-diabetic properties. They are having they also contribute towards your good health of your hair. So you must have seen people do eat curry patta ऐसे. क्यों? Because उसमें अच्छी properties है. It contains phytochemicals which helps you. There are many such examples in where you will find that these molecules are important for the medicinal purpose. Then comes morphine. Morphine सब लोगों ने मतलब I think ये बहुत commonly अभी मतलब social media पे ट्रेंड होता है, drugs, weeds and all. But not all the way, like it is something which shows you the wrong uses of this particular molecule. Maybe alkaloid हो या morphine हो या cocaine or whatever it is. They just show the wrong side. We are using it for a wrong purpose. But if you go and look at their actual faidas, benefits, they are very important. Example, morphine is the first alkaloid जो actually isolated हुआ था from plant Papaver somnifera. Please mark this. This is a question very commonly asked. उसका source क्या है? This is the Papaver somnifera. Okay, and they found that it is very good pain reliever, painkiller kind of use होता है, cough suppressant है. So even during the surgeries and all, they give patient a kind of morphine sometimes because to relieve the pains. But that is a medicinal use. And now you see on social media कि हम लोग उसको कैसे misuse होते हैं. And you must have seen the entire Bollywood का कांड, what is happening, whatever. I don't want to go in that, but that is a wrong thing. What is the wrong phase? But there are multiple good things associated with these molecules. Okay. Then there is a nicotine. Nicotine बोला तो आधे लोग तो मुझे बोलेंगे cigarette. Yeah, that's good. That's right. Cigarette nicotine होता है, but cigarette kills, but not always. It's like not always. I mean to say sorry. Cigarette kills always, but then the molecules contains like nicotine, cocaine, whatever it is. But then those molecules are actually having some good benefits when if you are taking it in a right way at a right time. If you require it, then you take it. don't take it for your own fun and all. No, that is not the recommended use, that is not a suggested use. They are having a good properties, but only for certain reasons, and then only you will go for. There is something called terpenes, cannabinoids, cannabinoids, multiple such kind of things which actually helps in the recreation, stimulation, hallucination. So all these things are actually used in a medicinal field. Okay, and all of these are nothing but a secondary metabolite. I'm sorry, I will just take 2 minutes more. Okay, I hope that's fine. So the next important point about secondary metabolite, they are very much good products in a food preservation, food taste improvements and all. There are also some products which are secondary metabolites and gives very nice flavors and aroma. Okay, example like of cabbage and its relatives caused by nitrogen and sulfur chemicals. Okay, one example of such is glucosinolates. Okay, this is a kind of product which protects this plant from the many pests because now it gives kind of pungent smell. तो अगर कोई भी स्वीट स्मेल वाला होगा तो ऑब्वियसली कोई भी खा जाएगा, बट अगर पंजेंट स्मेल रहेगा तो दैट विल नॉट बी ईटन बाय एनी अदर एनिमल. सो दैट इज काइंड ऑफ प्रोटेक्टिव फंक्शन, राइट? Then as we talk about tannins, okay, these are actually added to the wines and chocolates for improving their astringency. Now what is astringency? It is nothing but changes in the taste. So you must have seen dark chocolate तो थोड़ा कड़वा होता है, right? Even wine,
Yes.
obviously none of you must have tried it, but then I am never tried wine, but I'm telling it based on the literature जो मैंने पढ़ा है. It is also kind of taste, मतलब bitter taste. तो this bitterness जो आता है वाइन में, you must have heard this thing. तो जितना पुराना वाइन उतना ज्यादा महंगा वाइन. Why? Because this is based on the taste. उसका वो reaction उतना लंबा चलता है, and this reactions includes changes in the flavor, changes in the taste, which is actually incorporated by such molecules. For example, tannins. And the last one, okay, there are few molecules which are actually having the antibiotic properties. Like antibiotic मतलब actually not really antibiotic, it's like antimicrobial properties I would say. तुम लोगों के बुक में antibiotic लिखा है, but I will tell you what they want to tell. They are saying antimicrobial, जहाँ पे वो बैक्टीरिया को मारता है, फंजाई को मारता है, प्रोटोजोआ को मारता है. So this is something good, okay, and they can be used for multiple other purposes, and one of such example is food preservatives. So all of this, starting from the cancer, infection, then morphine से लेके alkaloid, flavors के लिए, everything, all of these are secondary metabolites and they play a very important roles in multiple different applications. Okay, and these all are biomolecules. And with this, we have finished our chapter biomolecules successfully. Any questions, any suggestions, any feedback you want to give me? Please go ahead. And I'm sorry for taking 8 minutes extra. Yeah, any question?